This is just a short video of the Appalachian Trail from Old Forge State Forest Picnic Area or Camp Penn up to Old Forge Road and the start of the Appalachian Trail up to Chimney Rock.
Although I call it Camp Penn and most of the locals call it Camp Penn, it's actually the Old Forge State Park or State Forest Picnic Area. Camp Penn is right across the street. I think it's a Methodist church camp. It's used in the summers. Of course, it wasn't used this year due to the pandemic, but it extends for about a half a mile up and down the road with dormitories and areas for that. But when you come in here, it's a nice picnic area. It has pavilions. It has pit toilets and a pretty big parking area. And it's a common meeting place for people on the Appalachian Trail. It's heavily used in the summertime. This is December 3rd, 2020, so there aren't too many people here at this time of year, although there were some here when I got here. And connected onto the parking area is a huge field. Used to have a softball diamond there. There's a place for volleyball, and you'll see people in the summertime throwing frisbees and using that area. As you come down, and again, big parking area. The exit is up that way onto Old Forge Road. The last video I did going from Route 16 to Camp Penn, came right out here and walked on up to the park. This was the trail coming into Camp Penn from Route 16 further south of here. So to continue coming up here, it's easy to miss because you're coming into this camp. You see the turning sign. Instead of coming into the camp and going up to the parking area, you make a sharp right-hand turn here. And that's to start going over to Old Forge Road and up to Chimney Rock. Actually, this section of the trail is very nice. It's packed down. I think it's used a lot more by people who aren't hardcore hikers, just want to get out for a walk, since they can park at Camp Penn and walk about a mile in either direction before they get into anything really steep or technical. It's a nice, almost padded trail, unlike the other parts that were rocky, with lots of pine needles and cushioning. And after no more than not quite half a mile, you come out to almost the start of Rattlesnake Run. In fact, this section is paved right out to the Old Forge Road. And then it takes you up across to Tomstown or Beartown that we passed coming from Route 16. Crosses, then just continues. A few little rocks here, but overall a nice flat trail. Here again, some very nice walkways, where I'm sure done by volunteers again, who we owe a lot to. Nice solid footing. Here we're getting into a few more rocks. Nothing like we had previously. Most of them look like they're pretty much embedded into the ground. Nothing strenuous. Pretty easy hiking compared to the other parts of this trail. One little hill here. And here the turn makes a little turn to the right. You think it would be going up to the left towards Old Forge. I don't know if it was just too hard to build that direction, or they just extended it for some reason. And we are getting into more rocks now. Few little pine trees, and looks like a little creek. This is a really nice section of trail. Easy hiking, pretty. Like I said, well worn because a lot of people use it. And looks like we're coming up to a turn. All right, now we're going to go left, which should take us out towards the Old Forge Road. And more rocks. And it looks like we're coming up on the Old Forge Road. Like I said, from Camp Penn up here to the Old Forge, I think it's only about a mile of easy, gentle hiking. Yes, and once you're up here, you're on the Old Forge Road. This way it takes you to South Mountain. This way it takes you back to Waynesboro. Come up here and walk north on the Old Forge. And you get right back on the Appalachian Trail. And again, you can go back and review my video that started right here in this parking area. It takes you up to Chimney Rock. Thanks for watching.